So, what should you do if your spouse is a narcissist? Tough question. I think the first place to start is to think about, is this a safe and healthy relationship for me? And should I stay? Many people who have narcissistic personality disorder have complicated behaviors. And so it's often not a safe or healthy relationship. And if you can leave, I would encourage you to leave, because your life will be much easier if you're not constantly trying to manage someone else's behavior. So that's the first thing to think about. The next thing to think about is, well, okay, so maybe you can't leave, right? Because maybe you have kids together and you want to protect those kids. Or maybe it's complicated. There's some other reasons, and for, those reasons you can't leave. If that's the case, then I think there's a couple things you can do to kind of help yourself and take care of yourself. The first thing is to read as much as you can about narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder. And I'd encourage you to read stuff that's written by therapists or psychologists who specialize in personality disorders, as opposed to people who've just, gotten out of a narcissistic relationship. Their advice is often good for leaving the relationship, but it's not so great usually for staying in and managing the behaviors of a narcissistic person. So start there, then definitely get support online and get a therapist for yourself, and possibly for your kids, depending on the age of your kids, if you have any. And look for somebody that is a specialist in personality disorders, because what you really need is somebody to teach you and coach you the different strategies for managing a person who has a personality disorder. The gray rock technique is a big famous one. So you'll want to learn about all of that. And a quick note, many people who have personality disorders have genetic and epigenetic factors that led them to be this way. There were also environmental factors, parenting factors, all sorts of things. So please know that it's not entirely their fault, right? They didn't choose to be this way. They're very injured people. So approach them with compassion. Okay, also always prioritize your and your kids' safety. Have a safety plan in case things get too much. I'm not just talking about physical safety, I'm talking about emotional safety. Some people can be emotionally very abusive, and we need to have a game plan. Teach your kids about empathy, and then do extreme self-care. Being in a relationship like this takes a ton out of you. I wish you all the best. It's a tough spot to be in.